news coming out. It is rumours, albeit at the same time, but a few of you touched on it earlier on in the stream that Antonio Rudiger could very well be or Chelsea, on the other hand, could be exploring a shock move to bring Antonio Rudiger back to Stamford Bridge. Obviously, Tales of the Blanco, you were in the stream at the beginning saying 50 million. Oh, no, I think might have got a tweet for it. 50 million is what he's asking. And as a Real Madrid fan, for him to say 50 million, I think that's it's all right. I mean, I'd absolutely pay it personally. I don't see a problem whatsoever in bringing him back. Obviously, he's got his issues at the moment with regards to disciplinary issues, throwing ice at the referee the other day. It's for Chelsea fans, it's not really something that is new to us. We know what to expect from Rudiger with his temper, with his animated sort of psychotic tendencies and his behaviors. But for me, looking at the way our defense is, I think it goes without saying. You look at the way Thiago Silva, and I know people are going to be like, yeah, Thiago Silva and Antonio Rudiger are two completely different, it's a different ball game altogether. But when you look at the way Thiago Silva came into the squads and just brought it to life, brought the defense to life, brought the defense together, and was arguably that final puzzle piece in the way of maturity, in the way of experience, in the way of just a player that knows what he's doing. Antonio Rudiger has all of those capabilities, all of those traits that you would want in a defender, along with, well, I'd say not necessarily maturity in the way that you're thinking it, or in terms of like, he's not very mature, is he? He's obviously very immature, if anything. He's arguably one of the more immature players in world football these days. But the point I'm trying to make is the man's been about. He's been at Chelsea before. He's won it all, more or less, The thing that I think that he would bring is something that maybe, well, I think Thiago Silva did as well, but it is that camaraderie, it is that sort of personality that he has that would absolutely be not the final piece necessarily, but it would be a huge catalyst to bringing the team together. You look at the footage the other day after the game against Liverpool of Sancho, all the boys, all of them celebrating and doing their part, having a fucking boogie and all that sort of stuff. And it was great to see. Antonio Rudiger belongs in that environment. He absolutely is that environment. And for us to have a chance just to bring him back for maybe a season or two, and then maybe he fucks off to Roma again or wherever it was I think it was Roma. I'd absolutely take him back for a season, 2 seasons, whatever, just as one of maybe 2 or 3. If he is one of a 2 or 3 package of 27 to 32-year-old sort of player, just to bring in a bit of experience. Because listen, Maresca's been asking for it. Maresca has been one of the last 3, I would say. You've got Maresca saying it now. You had Pochettino saying it. You had Potter saying it. I don't think you would have had Lampard and Tuchel saying it, but maybe you had Tuchel saying it as well. Probably not. I don't know, but I mean, more recently than not, the last 3 managers have all wanted experience. And for me, Antonio Rudiger, a player who has already played at Chelsea, he's already played in the Premier League, He's now played in La Liga. He's played in Serie A as well. He has won the Champions League. He's, as I said, Premier League experience. The fans adore him. He would be, to me, and I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say this either. I think that Antonio Rudiger would have similar feedback from the fans to if Thomas Tuchel was brought back to the club. It's the same sort of you're bringing back something that once was to raise the spirits, to raise the love of the fans, to bring the fans together in a season where there's been a lot of divide. Let's be honest. And you're saying that the source is bad, but I couldn't get. It's just in theory. In the theory of Antonio Rudiger coming back to Chelsea, to me, just tingles my loins in such a way that I think there's very few ways that it could go wrong. 40 million? I just think I'd absolutely love it. And I think more than anything, you know, whether or not he'd be like a regular starter, I think our defense massively is arguably one of the places in particular that is lacking maturity, lacking experience, lacking that sort of character more than any other position, you know? So is there another defender that you can think of that would supply that sort of I don't know, impact to the defense, supply that sort of impact to the team? Because let's be honest, he is a player. For everything he is, if there's one thing he is, it's a mascot to hype up his teammates, to hype up the rest of the squads, to get the best out of them. And obviously there are issues with him. There, you know, we've seen the worst of him ourselves. We've had moments where, you know, he's cost us with his temper or his attitude or whatever. But I'm just saying, the prospect, the idea of Antonio Rudiger coming back to Chelsea, it's something that I personally would jump at the chance. For all the reasons that I mentioned, you know, there are way more pros. There are way more pros to cons in this situation. I don't think you're necessarily bringing him back to be the best sort of defender for Chelsea, but more so an impact both on and off the pitch, attitude, etc., etc. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm interested to know. It's obviously a big rumor, not necessarily much behind it in terms of legitimacy, but it's still something to worth thinking about, to be completely honest with you. So I'm like I say, I'm all for it.